And we are back with another edition of the M Squared TechCast today on General Election Eve.
Although the show's not really, last week we had a show that was more focused on the election. I wanted to get that out well ahead of time, talking about whether there was a cybersecurity threat and whether COVID-19 was going to dampen the folks coming out. I don't think that's the case. From what I've seen is record turnout pre-election everywhere in the country right now. So
for the midterms there were 20 million early absentee or whatever you want to call them, mail-in ballots or dropped off ballots, and this time it's going to be more like 100 million. So it's
pretty fantastic. And of course, tomorrow is the actual, for some states have been voting in person now for a while. But for we folk in Michigan, tomorrow is the day starting at 7 a.m., I believe, right?
Yeah, that's when they can start counting the ballots. And I know where I live here in Dearborn, I've talked to a city council person that I know and the city clerk who I know a little bit. And they have bought extra tabulating machines and hired extra people. So they swear up and down they're going to be done with the AVs about the same time they usually are, which is 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Well, we're going to have our next guest, Kathleen Norton-Schock, who we hope won't be swearing up and down. I'm just kidding there. So
I'll try and hold it down, Mike.
Okay, good.
All right.
And she's going to be talking about the Michigan Council of Women in Technology, and then also her own show, Diva Tech Talk. So take it away, Kathleen.
Thanks, guys, for the opportunity, as always. Tomorrow will be an exciting day. I got the chance to meet now about 10 times our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson. And I think we're at 2.5 million as of last Friday of absentee ballots in, which as Matt just pointed out, nationwide, there's a record. We have our own record. But getting to Michigan, as you know, for 17 years, I've been a dedicated volunteer for one of the most amazing nonprofits here in the state of Michigan, dedicated to making Michigan the Silicon Valley of the Midwest, and the best place for women and girls to pursue their technology dreams. So MCWT has not let COVID slow us down. And by the way, the name of that is the Michigan Council of Women in Technology, mcwt.org. We really are grateful to you, Mike, because you picked up our PR release a week ago. We, as every year, we do 4 or 5 very major fundraising events because we do so much for girls and women, and we need to have money to do that. And for the very first time, we did a virtual version of what I like to call the IT prom, which is the only black tie event we do every year. We always do it around the October-November timeframe. And this year, it was called Embrace the Mission, Embrace the moment. And in my mind, it's Embrace the Mission. And it was sponsored by FCA, Fiat Chrysler, under the leadership of their global CIO, who is a longtime MCWT leader and a dear friend of mine, Mamta Chamarthi. And we were able to raise $352,000 in a 2-hour time frame. We ran virtually from 5 to 7. We had a great band. They were playing virtually. People dressed up. There's a woman by the name of May Russell, and I'm going to just point to May. We did a Diva Tech Talk podcast with her about 2 years ago, and I had the good fortune to do that in my dining room. And May is an up-and-coming executive at Ford and heads parts of their mobility application development. She went from like 2 developers to 500 at one point, and she's definitely what I would call an amazing leader. And particularly for her age, because she's about 20 to 25 years younger than I am. So I'm always admiring of my friends, those at that age who are so well developed. And May, we did this great thing where May and a few of her GM other executive women all dressed up the way they would have if they had gone to the black tie event and were tweeting and putting pictures of themselves out there. But we had over 500 people online. We had such great attendance that some people got shut out. I just got off a phone call with a friend who's a longtime MCWT supporter, and she's like, I couldn't even get in. But of course, she got her silent bid in. So we raised $352,000, and that is our last fundraiser of the year. But as you know, we support a whole plethora of programs for girls from kindergarten on. And I'd like to talk about 2 major programs that we're in full swing on right now. One is our website design competition. It's about a decade old. It opened up on October 1st and the deadline was November 1st. We always get easily 100 to 200 teams of girls in either middle school or high school who compete to be the best of the best in terms of website design. It's a 3-month total cycle to this competition. And this year's theme for all the teams who entered as of November 1st is we've asked girls to design websites around 3 aspects of their lives and compare them to their grandparents' lives, which of course will be amazing. It's future shock, right? On a website. Not only is it a great technical and technology educational experience for them, it also is an historical experience for them, right? They're going to have to interview and get the voice of the customer from their grandparents or other folks around their grandparents. So it'll be really kind of cool. The virtual training for all of the finalist team, all the teams that have been accepted, virtual training occurs this weekend, November 7th. So all applications have been in, they're being reviewed now. Everybody will get an email starting tomorrow or Wednesday. And typically the email goes to their coaches who tend to be faculty members and the girls themselves. Virtual training will get done, and their deadline for getting their websites in, fully coded in HTML or whatever they choose, but it's probably HTML, is December 1st. We will be announcing our finalists 2 days before Christmas on December 23rd, and then the final presentations, and I'm not sure, I think they'll be done virtually, will be January 16th of 2021. So it's always an exciting time when we do it in person. Parents, grandparents, faculty members, just people in the community come. We've crowded Lawrence Tech's auditorium a few times. As Matt knows, they often function as one of our hosts. We've also done it to Blue Cross has been a host several years running. And this year, I'm not sure. Like I said, I think it's going to be virtual. So put those deadlines, though, on your calendar. And if anybody had a team of girls and didn't make it in, go to mcwt.org and possibly we'll still accept applications, but it's always very crowded. So that's the first big program for the end of the year. The second one for our college age and graduate school age women is our sponsorship program for their scholarships, right? As you know, we've given away $1.3 million worth of scholarships thus far. This year, we have 43 recipients in 2020, and we'll be giving them several hundred thousand. So that 1.3 million continues to go up. It's interesting. We don't ask for a 4.0 GPA, although in years past, when I've announced, like on a podium back when I was vice president of marketing for MCWT, we rarely had a woman who didn't have a 4.0 or better as her GPA. But actually, the requirements are that you have a 3.0 GPA in high school, that you are enrolled or about to be enrolled in a Michigan university or college, and that you are enrolled in a technology curriculum, right? We opened up applications October 1st. The deadline for applications is January 31st, so there's still plenty of time for college-age girls and women, mainly women now, right? They're over the age of 17. College-age women to put their applications in. And again, you can go to www.mcwt.org, touch university programs, and it's the very first program at the top of the list, and the application is right there. So
can I stop you for a second? What's the typical scholarship? I mean, is it $1,000?
$5,000 a year.
Okay.
$5,000 a year.
5,000.
We also, in the past, if we've gotten word, because we only have X amount of money, right? If we get to a certain point where we've filled up all the scholarship spots for both graduate school and undergraduate school, we have people like Dell and HP have been big sponsors in the past, and we give people stipends for technology or actual real life 2021 computers, right, that are donated. But most often it's stipends that are donated by either hardware or software companies to then supplement the actual scholarship program. And 43 recipients this year all got that 5,000 and more.
Okay, I was just going to say to Matt, do you know any schools that teach STEM education you could recommend, by the way, Matt?
We have every school in Oakland, Wayne, and Washtenaw County covered at this point. This is a 12-year-old program for us. Yeah. If you have them in some of the outlying counties, though, like because we have gone west, as you guys know, and northwest, That's where we could use the help, Matt. But for instance, we have every Dearborn school, as an example, because I know you live close to there, covered.
Mhm.
We have all of Oakland County covered. We have most of Wayne County covered. If there's a new school, like a new charter school of some kind, that may be where we aren't covered. But because it's a long-term program for us, we have those counties covered. It's the north and west counties where we might be able to use some help.
Okay. Got 4 minutes left, by the way. So you want to switch to
Okay, so then
Diva?
the third program that I am so excited about that MCWT is doing, this is our very first year, 2021. We're doing our inaugural leadership clinic. This is for women in mid-career, 30s, 40s, 50s even, right? Who are aiming themselves towards the sea level, because we still have that damn glass ceiling and we still are not penetrating enough into the sea level. Well, MCWT has taken this one on, right? We're going to have this leadership clinic at least once a year. And if it's successful, maybe more than once. We're accepting 45 applicants for the program. This inaugural program, our 3 instructors are Marcy Cleborn, who was formerly the CIO of a little company called Ford and then president of their mobility division. Bill Fandrick, who is the global CIO for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and a woman by the name of Terry Takai, who was formerly the CIO for the state of Michigan, the CIO for the Department of Defense, and now is the executive director for eRepublic. Those
Also
will be
state of
our 3.
California. She was also CIO for California.
That was a very small part of her.
Yeah,
We did a
right.
Diva Tech Talk podcast. And actually, if you ever listen to it, Mike, she talks about her California experience. And it is amazing, the difference. But listen in, it's a little far back in my Diva Tech Talk days. The fee is $450 for this once in a lifetime experience. It will occur on January 29th. We were going to have it at Cooper Standard, but I think it's probably going to be virtual. There'll be pre-work, during the class work, and post-work. And we have scholarship opportunities for those whose companies are not sponsoring them and who might need somebody else to pay for the $450. Our sponsors for the scholarship opportunities are 2 tech vendors. One of them I'm sure you know of is called Ahead, and it is definitely ahead in many ways of the curve. And the second one is a longtime technology vendor who all of us know because it sits on all of our desktops and laptops and cars, a company called Intel. Right? They do this little thing called semiconductors. So in any case, we're real excited about that. It's the first year we're doing it, and applications will be open through November 16th at mcwt.org. Touch the 3rd box over, which is the mid-career programs. And if you touch that, it'll be the very first thing.
1 minute left.
Finally, since I mentioned Diva Tech Talk,
Yes.
and some of the people involved in MCWT have been covered by Diva Tech Talk. We haven't gotten Marcy yet, but we definitely did one with Terry Takai. Please go to www.diva, D-I-V-A, tech, T-E-C-H, talk, T-A-L-K.com. We have 99 podcasts there. They are timeless. They're all about 45 minutes. Listen through. And then the next time we get together, I'll talk more about Diva Tech Talk and our plans for 2021.
Traditional 4-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life. But LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.